there, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady. Today we're going to talk about Norterra in Phoenix, Arizona, and the pros and cons to living in Norterra. Stay tuned, I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady at EXP Realty. Count on me for all things Arizona real estate.
Hey guys, before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell, and you'll be notified when I put up new videos. And if you wouldn't mind, comment on the video. It really helps my channel, but it also helps me know what questions you might have and what kind of content you're looking for. And if you're new to my channel, again, I'm Kelley Norton, your AZ Realty lady, a Valley native and a real estate agent of over 22 years right here in Phoenix. So today's video, the pros and cons of living in Norterra. Now, if you're not familiar with the Valley, we're going to pop a map up here for you. So this is considered the North Valley. So when we break down the Valley into kind of quadrants, you have North Valley, you have the South Valley, the Southeast Valley, the West Valley. So this is going to be north of the Loop 101 in the North Phoenix area. And it's going to be pretty much right off of the I-17, which the I-17 runs through the heart of the valley and goes north all the way to Flagstaff and beyond. So I feel like Buzz Lightyear for a second. Anyhow, so we're up in that North Valley. Now, number one pro is going to be the distance to downtown and the Sky Harbor Airport. So this is a short drive. You're only about a 20-minute drive, 25. It kind of depends on what part of Norterra you're coming from to get down to that downtown area and also the airport. Just add a few more minutes because you got to swirl around around the airport, and that can add a little bit. So 25, maybe 30 minutes to get to the airport. But if you are going in the evening or really early morning before traffic, you can zip right down and there won't be much traffic for you at all. It's really an easy drive. Now, if you work down there, this is a great location, but I will talk about one con. And I like to kind of filter in some of the pros and some of the cons, because some can be a pro for some people, but a con for others. So this is one where I'm going to flip this and show you a con. So the I-17 in the Valley is known to be, one of the more hectic type freeways. It's the only one that runs right next to this neighborhood. But the good thing is that we're just one big grid. So if you can't get on the I-17 or there happens to be an accident right there, you can actually get to downtown Phoenix by taking side roads. So Norterra is kind of centered between Carefree Highway and goes all the way up towards like Happy Valley. Another pro is going to be the distance to get the heck out of town. Maybe you like to go on little weekend getaways. You are right next to the I-17. So you are about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes from being in Sedona. So if you haven't visited Sedona, you have to. It is so beautiful. The Red Rocks, the mountains. My stepdad lives there. I grew up going to Sedona and Oak Creek Canyon. As a kid, we had a family cabin up there, and it's really beautiful. It is a little bit cooler, but in the summer, still expect it to be 95, 100 degrees. I mean, it can definitely get warm, but it is slightly cooler than the Valley because it's a little more elevated. And you're only about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from being up in the Flagstaff area if you're at Norterra. So not too bad. There's a lot to visit between Prescott and it is Prescott, not Prescott, for those that are wondering. I know we have things Casa Grande, Prescott versus Prescott, Tucson versus Tucson. So it's Tucson, it's Prescott, it's Casa Grande. So this is so Prescott is only about an hour away from Norterra. So not too far. You just, again, hop right on the I-17. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. And if you are planning a move out here to Phoenix, I have a relocation guide in a link that you'll find in the description. So feel free to download that guide and call me or text me if you need to reach me directly. So let's talk about another pro. There's a varying price range in Norterra. So Norterra is broken down by a bunch of different enclaves of communities. So you have communities like Tremonto that's further north. You have Fireside at Norterra, which is kind of an all-inclusive community where you have a gym, you have a pool, you have all sorts of amenities. So you have that community within Norterra. And then you have a ton of other communities that are just broken down and spread out. Some are gated, some aren't gated, some are townhomes. There are apartments in the area too if you needed an apartment. But the nice thing about having luxury homes and townhomes is it can pretty much fit anyone's budget. So if you're trying to get into the Norterra area, for the most part, you're going to need to be north of that 400,000 range, and then you can go all the way up, you know, to the millions. So there's definitely a varying price range, which is a great pro because you don't just have to be in this high price point if you want to live in this gorgeous mountain area. All right, let's talk about another pro. So another pro for living in Norterra is going to be the location to trails, mountain biking, hiking. So as you'll see here in this video, we are just blanketed with mountains here. So most of the communities are nestled into the foothills of the mountain range here, and you have trails that you literally can go out your driveway and be mountain biking. And there's a lot of communities where you'll have a mountain nearby, but there's not really good trails. You have trails here. So major plus. You can also hike. And then if you want to go just a little bit further down from Norterra, closer to the Sonoran Foothills community, which is another one near Norterra, you're going to have the you're going to have the Apache Wash trail system. And this is a City of Phoenix trail. So there's a ramada there, there's bathrooms. There is no drinking water, so remember that for you and your pets, but definitely a mountain biking trail, hiking trail. It does get used by mountain bikers, so you want to make sure that you're aware of that. If you're hiking, you do need to just step over if you hear a bike coming. And there is a paved bike trail or walking trail all the way down Sonoran Foothills Drive from Cave Creek almost all the way to the I-17. It kind of stops right before the Fries there. So definitely hiking and biking is a major pro for Norterra. All right, we got another one. You have a grocery store right nearby, and they're just finishing the Fries, another Fries that's going in. So right in Norterra, you have a Fries, and then just to the north of the community over by Sonoran Foothills, you also have a Fries and a couple places to eat. There's a Hot Bagels. So there's a lot of little things right in your community. And then the big one is the shops at Norterra. So the shops at Norterra are located right at Happy Valley in the I-17. So this is really the anchor of Norterra. So tons of shopping, tons of dining there. Just to name a few, you do have a Kohl's, there's a Ross, there's a lot of your chain restaurants like Olive Garden, and then we have some Mexican restaurants in there. They've also put in there a new kind of like a country bar. They have live music. So it really is a great area to go shopping, go dining, and they have an outdoor style mall. So there's a lot of the little places too, like where you can go get jewelry, or you can go and do major shopping too. So a little bit of everything for everyone. And they also have a big Home Depot in there too. So another pro is going to be a water park nearby. So if you or your family loves water parks, there is a water park that's just off of Pinnacle Peak in the I-17. So that's only about 6 minutes from your neighborhood there at Norterra. So definitely convenient and a great thing to entertain the kiddos and entertain you. And guys, they have a bar there too. So you can't take the drink away from the bar and on the slides or anything, but they do have a bar. So hey, all right. So let's talk about another con. So one con is going to be a limited amount of new construction in the area. So there's a couple newer subdivisions that are being built, like right along the Sonoran Foothills Parkway, right by that Apache Wash Trail. Most of those are not going to have mountain views. Those are all going to be pretty flat lots. I've had a lot of people say, oh, I love that area, I want a mountain view. The way that they built that community, there are unfortunately not mountain views with the newer subdivisions there. So definitely reach out to me if you want me to help you find something with a mountain view. I can definitely suggest some areas. There's just a few little, just a little bit of new construction in the area. So another community that is new construction in the area is Union Park. So this is David Weekley Homes, and you can get new construction. You're going to be a little bit north on the price there. So definitely plan on that. And I do have videos of floor plans, so check those out. And of course, remember, in Arizona, your agent does need to be with you on your first visit to any model home, new construction, open house, or any home in general, if you want to have that agent represent you. So remember that. So feel free to text me or call me. It's the best way to reach me, and I'd be happy to take that guesswork out of it for you and really line up homes that are going to match what you're looking for, including mountain views. Maybe you don't want mountain views, but you want a gated community. Some of these are gated and some of them aren't. So let's not have you waste your time. I'm an expert in this. I've grown up in this area. I live in this area, so I'd be happy to help you. Now, another huge pro is the Taiwanese Semiconductor North Phoenix, also known as TSMC North Phoenix. Now, this is located also off of the I-17 and roughly around that 303 freeway. So you do have the 303 and the 101 that kind of are boundaries of Norterra community. And the Taiwanese Semiconductor is bringing a ton of employees to the area. And what's great is a lot of them are moving into this Norterra area. So if you are one of those folks that are relocating to North Phoenix, or you're relocating with TSMC, reach out. I'd be happy to help you. And if you have a certain drive time you want to stay within, Norterra is a great area, but there's also a lot of neighborhoods nearby that would keep you within that distance. And if you're thinking of buying in Norterra, having the Taiwanese Semiconductor nearby really brings a lot of need for the neighborhood for housing. So we like to think that that's certainly going to help hold values in the area. Nobody has a crystal ball, but when you have a lot of infrastructure around a neighborhood or an area, it tends to bring more people there, and they tend to buy and live right in the same area. And these are decent paying jobs. So usually they can afford the homes that are in the area. So this is a major positive, a major pro for the Norterra community. So let's talk about another pro. So if you're someone that wants to do a lot of spring training games and you really want to move to the Valley for baseball, or you want to maybe have a part-time home, the area is great for having a second home or being a snowbird in Phoenix. However, you don't have spring training right here, right outside your door. You're going to need to go a little further south, or you're going to need to go west. There's nothing like right here in the location. So I would say for the most part, you're going to be about a 30+ minute drive. Scottsdale, you have a bunch in Surprise. There's a bunch out further west in Goodyear, south, and then in Phoenix, south. So a lot of spring training in the Valley, but none right in this neighborhood. So again, that could be a pro for some, depending on what you're looking for in your home. So the desert and the beautiful mountain backdrops are a pro for a lot of people, but it can be a con if you're afraid of the desert dwellers. And I don't mean the people that come here to suntan. I mean the creatures. So it's not uncommon to maybe have some scorpions in your yard, occasionally maybe in your house. I have lived here my entire life. I've never been stung by a scorpion. Have I lived in houses that had them? Yes, I have. But I've never been stung by scorpions. So it can happen, and I'm sure someday it will happen, but I won't tell you how old I am, but it's a long time I haven't been stung, and I've lived, almost all of my houses have had scorpions. So when you're up against a mountain or you're near the mountain neighborhoods, it can happen. So it's just something to be aware of. I would much rather have scorpions than these crazy spiders that can kill you. So, and we have some spiders, but they're not too crazy. So, lizards, coyotes, bobcats, I mean, those kind of things are also common here. Coyotes will, if you have a view fence, that might be a bigger issue. And they can they can go over fences. But if you have a small pet, flying predators might be an issue, coyotes. So I have a company that will actually build you like a predator cage. So outside your doggy door, they'll build you something so that your pet will be safe when it goes out. You can put some little artificial turf and some rock or some grass. So a lot of people do that out here. If they have a little pet that can be picked up by an owl or a hawk or taken by a coyote. So I have 3 dogs, and my lightest dog is about, I would say he's about 28, 30 pounds. Probably would be a meal for a coyote, but he's not going to be picked up by an owl or a hawk. So they've flown over him before, and he just starts jumping at them, and it's kind of interesting to watch. But he is too big for them. So just remember, small pets, there are solutions around these things. There's solutions around trying to keep scorpions out of your house as well. Newer houses are sealed up so much better that it's not as common to have scorpions in your home. However, it can happen, and they can come up drains and things. So plug your drains, and you can also have your home sealed. So if you have questions about that, put a comment here or call me or text me. Again, it's the best way to reach me. Okay, so one of my favorite pros, and this is the last one for this video, is that in most areas in Norterra, if you go out at night and you look up, you can see the stars. So that's amazing. And you have that desert smell after it rains. So it really is a beautiful area, beautiful location, a varying price range, and there's different communities. So if you want an all-inclusive community, Fireside at Norterra. If you want something that's just the houses inside a gated community, we have that too. And remember to give me a call. Your agent does need to be with you here in Arizona on your first visit to model homes or an open house. So I'd be happy to help you, be happy to organize your trip. A lot of times my clients only have 2 or 3 days to look at everything. So let me do the organizing and the planning for you so that you can really enjoy Arizona and enjoy maybe some of your free time that you're here. So again, calling or texting me, it's the best way to reach me. I do have a relocation guide that you can click on here in my description of the video. So please click on that and be happy to kind of guide you through your relocation. So have a great day. Have any questions, call me or text me. Bye.